Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Y'all already know who this is. It's JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp?
2.4 times faster and lasts 8 times.
What's that? Who's playing
Sorry.
stuff in the background?
That was
Oh,
me putting on
man.
YouTube.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah. Messing shit up.
Lord have mercy. Somebody said I was stealing time already. Look at that. Man.
Shame,
All right.
shame.
Y'all already know. All right, so today I have Mr. E. Oof, this one
So,
says
what
supervisors
to
are
do?
trash. How you doing, E?
Same old you?
I'm well. And I have mailman Derek over there stuffing his face.
Oh yeah. Let's go. Yo, Carriers. What's up? I'm excited tonight. Excited.
So for those of you that don't know, Mr. E is a postmaster. Is this true, sir?
Nope,
No, you ain't a postmaster?
not right now.
All right. So check this out. Before we continue and jump into the actual video, let it be known that we are just speaking not on behalf of the post office. We are
Right.
just speaking about our experiences, and we just happen to work at the post office. All right. We want to make that clear. We do not speak on behalf of the post office. We just speak about our experiences. And today we're going to attack the supervisor. I'm sorry, not even, he's the man in charge when he's at work at that place.
Facts.
All right. So that means I done lost my screen.
Yeah,
Screen. Where's my screen at? There we go.
Okay.
Now we cooking with some hot sauce. So let me say hellos before we jump in. And we're going to let somebody in real quick. Boom. Hello.
Corned beef. I hate corned beef.
Hey,
Who this?
this Rico, bro. What's up?
How you doing, Rico? Rico is a clerk. Is this true?
I believe that to be true. Yes, sir.
All right, but like I just said a couple minutes ago, we do not speak on behalf of the post office. We just speaking about our experiences at the place we work here. Right?
What's up,
Okay.
Rico?
What's up, boss? How are you?
Good, how are you?
All
All
right.
is well, man. I'm
What's
maintaining.
going on, Rico?
So
All is
let
well.
me say my hellos to
Mhm.
Travis. How you doing? The people's choice. He said it's
I
the
like that.
supervisors that be stealing time and injury payouts. Somebody ain't got a name. Charlie, how you doing? He said supervisors are trash. Anna, what's going on? Shy till I die.
Shame.
Chooch, yeah.
Country.
Shy.
Kane, that's my dogs.
Bro.
Yeah, Chooch and RD. Oh man, he said Red Sox suck. I agree. Yankees man here.
That's right. All day.
Come on.
Everybody
Emmanuel, how
know
you
that
doing?
the original
Kansas.
box was that section 139.
Oof.
Yes, sir.
Travis. Let's see. Fit my life. Any update on the arbitration? No, not yet. When I do, we'll put it out there. How you doing, Blueprint? What's going on? That's Miss Lovely. All right. So we had a little conversation. Well, actually, I did. I put out a video yesterday, and it was talking about time thievery. Time thievery. And people were a little hot about this. So I wanted to ask a couple questions and kind of see if everybody could chat together and see if y'all can make this work. Make this work. Because I spoke about how the people are actually doing the job and they follow in the book. And these are the agreements that are set forth between the union and the post office, and then they're being held liable and saying that they're stealing time. And then towards the end of the video, I spoke about how there's actual employees that, kind of give us a bad name. So,
Hey, hold on. Money Chase, you talking about my shirt?
oh
You
man,
talking about? Come on, man. Don't do me like that.
oh, only supervisors who
I represent this because I wore this proudly. You know what I'm saying?
Know it.
For eight years before I moved up. You know what I mean? 8 years.
8
So
years.
I wear mine proudly. You know what I mean?
Okay, we gonna get into the little backstory. For those that don't know, I wouldn't put no trash on my show. Uh, Mr. E and I are cordial.
Mhm.
We get some information. I get some facts from him. He helps me out quite a bit. Um, he was a letter carrier for quite some time, but like I said, we'll get into that in a minute.
Why is this dude wearing the letter carrier shirt? Nice.
Mm. My question, the real question is, before we start, Mr. E,
So,
New York pizza or Chicago pizza?
are you kidding me? New York pizza, bro.
Okay, we'll keep you in
Chicago
the chat
pizza's
then.
trash. Be trash.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
said it.
All right, so I got a clerk in here. Expectations for clerks. What's going on? Talk to me. Rico, you there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
You ever experienced a situation where you were being told that you were slacking or stealing time or moving slow while doing your job?
Yeah, I had some of that when I first started. Me and you, we've had several conversations about that. You know how it is when you first start. It's a lot of, how we always say, like that workplace intimidation or the scare tactics and stuff like that, your first 90 days, you know what I mean? So I've been there before. I've had those undesirable conversations.
Okay. So how'd you deal with it?
I took it with a grain of salt. I took it with a grain of salt. You can say whatever you want to say, but at the end of the day, a task was assigned and said task was completed. How you feel about the speed or the duration of whatever, that's on you.
Okay. Okay. What's your
That's on
experience
you.
with your supervisors that you work with? You had some good ones or bad ones?
I I've had some decent ones for the most part. I got one in particular. Uh, we have a relationship where no 2 days are the same. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they have a job to do, as do I, and whatever I can do to make my time easier for me, I'm gonna do that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I'm gonna be at peace regardless. You know what I mean?
Okay. I respect
I'm
that.
gonna be at yeah.
All right. So how about you, Mr. Madman Derek?
Have I been accused of stealing time?
Yes.
Yes, I have. And it's based on absolutely nothing. Like we were just kind of in the middle of it, like just a floor room thing. And all of a sudden he's like, well, you steal time. I'm like, what did you just say? Like, because that's a shot at my character, stealing time. It's like, show me. Show me. I want to see my breadcrumbs right now where I stole time. And at the end of my route, I do a golf course, which is a big cluster box. I get 90 minutes to do it. He said, right there, 76 minutes. I'm like, 76 minutes is not 90 minutes. I scan my spurs, I'm throwing mail. Like, how is that stealing time, stationary, whatever you want to call it? Yeah, he legit said I was stealing time. And I could go on and on about this because stealing time is a very real thing in my office. I
Mm.
would say probably 60 to 70% of my office steals time. I
Oof.
don't. I don't though. I really don't. And I'm being dead honest. I do my job right. I take my breaks and I do my job. The
But you
last
get it.
thing I do is steal time. The
But you get
last
it.
thing.
Okay. So in a situation like that, Mr. E, how do you address that? I mean, you sitting up top when you have a supervisor that may do that. Do you have supervisors that do that in that
What, that
situation?
accuse people of stealing time?
Yes, sir.
Uh, I only have two supervisors under me. One is rough around the edges, and the other one, that's my right hand. So the one that's rough around the edges, he came in, and he had some concerns or whatever that I had to address with him. But as far as accusing anybody stealing time, now we don't do that in my office.
How do you address things like that? Have you ever had situations like that?
That where no, I would say no. As far as my staff or in a few offices that I've been in as a leader of the office, I haven't encountered that. I know as far as like when I was a supervisor at the time, I wouldn't I would hold judgment as far as accusing somebody of stealing time. What I would do, I would do my job, and that's pretty much do street observations. Because it's my job as in the N39 it says I have to do street observations and look and see what the carriers are doing. So I would follow that instead of saying somebody's stealing time. Also, I know it's an agreement, I believe, with the union and the management. If, especially with the new scanners that we have to actually, before we write somebody up or accuse somebody of something, we have to have all the proof as well, including the street observations, the 4584s, and all the other stuff that go behind it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can
that's
I,
a good point.
hey, Jay, can I step in just for a second?
Absolutely.
Mr. E, how you doing? Good evening.
How you doing? How you doing, my friend?
Good, all is well. So, quick question. So, I'm assuming this has or this is a real life situation. When it was brought to your attention, I think you said it was by your supervisor that was a little rough around the edges. What was your immediate response when it was brought to your
To who? The
attention? And then what
employees
was
or to the employees or to the carrier? To the supervisor. Which one? Employees,
both?
I mean
You yeah,
carriers or whatever.
yeah. Both. Yeah, both. That's fine.
Okay,
What
so
was the immediate response, and then what was the
well,
follow-up
let me break
action?
down this. Let me break down the scenario because maybe so we go on the same page. Okay, so in a
Yeah.
nutshell, the
I'm gonna pause for
policy
one
is
second. I'm gonna just let somebody else in, the mail handler. We're letting the mail
all right.
handler in, but just letting you know. So let me just say hello, and then y'all continue that. Hello, hello.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, dear?
I'm good. I'm good.
We in the middle of the combo, so just we gonna let the postmaster finish his statement, and we gonna jump in and attack him. I mean, not just go
There
ahead.
you go. See, there you go. Start your mess. Don't start that.
Hello.
So hey, how you doing there? So what
I'm
happened? Going back to
good.
the what I was saying, the situation that he had when he started everything.
Finish your statement,
Hold on one
and
second.
we
Hold on one second.
no.
Well, which one is the postmaster? I'm just getting in. Who's the postmaster?
Well, there's nobody on duty right now, so all of us are just speaking about our work experiences. So the gentleman with the USPS shirt, he may be at work a postmaster.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
plausible deniability.
There you go. That's right. So his situation is as follows. The policy is about dignity and respect. And for me, that's a big thing. I don't like dignity and respect because I'm private military as well. So pretty much, I earn my stripes. Carriers earn their stripes, so don't treat them disrespectfully. That's how I felt about it. Anyway, so
Correct.
he was treating them rudely. Carriers approaching me, stuff like that. He's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing the other. So I heard their story. Then the first thing I did was grab the supervisor and I said, "Hey, what's your problem? Why are you treating them this way?" So on and so forth. And I pretty much put him in his place. I told him the do's and don'ts and asked him pretty much a flat out question. When you were a carrier, did you want anybody talking to you like that? And he said no. So I said, so why you do it to them? Let's be real about it. You know what I'm saying? If you want the respect given to you, then treat them with respect as well. That's human being or common sense 101. You don't disrespect nobody if you don't want to be disrespected as well. Then of course, my road carriers, when they were, he was doing the same thing to the road carriers, and that crew was a young crew. When I say young, I mean 21, 22, 23-year old. That's what that, if I'm not mistaken, that's Gen Z. So I showed them a video from TikTok with the Gen Z and how they quit jobs and all those statistics about them. And I said, hey, look at this video. And when he saw the video, he said, that's them. I said, dude, that's them. So if you keep trying to, kick their butt for nothing, they're gonna screw you off one time, and I promise you, it's gonna come, and you're not gonna be happy about it. And sure enough, what happened? They indirectly fucked them. How they do it? They were supposed to be back at 6 o'clock. These cats got back at 9 o'clock. No BS. They got back at 9. So I was like, and I pulled him in office. I said, see, they got you. He said, what you mean? I said, dude, they slowed down on purpose. I told him flat out, they slowed down on purpose. And you want to know how I know they did that? Because I watched them on the screen. They stay gainfully employed. They worked, they moved, but they didn't. No sense of urgency at all. They just took their sweet time.
What's slowing down? Like, define slowing down.
Slowing down, you have okay, I'm going to go postal terms real quick. It's called demonstrated performance, okay? If you, on Monday, Tuesday, you have X amount of mail, and I know the mail fluctuates every day, up and down, but in a roundabout, the mail is pretty much the same when it comes to numbers. So hypothetically, today's Monday, so you have 3,000 pieces of DPS today, right? But then next Monday, you got 2,900 DPS, right? It's pretty much the same number. It's 100 off, right?
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, you should be about the same amount of time last week as you were this week, give or take a situation that's unforeseen in the mail, right? Agree?
Yeah.
So that's where management looks at it as the time process as far as that goes. So if you demonstrate you can do your route with 3,000 pieces of DPS in 9 hours, and you have 29 pieces the next week, we expect you to probably do the same 9 hours at that 3,000 or 2,900 pieces of DPS. That's what, and then if you have less than that, so hypothetically, say on that same Monday, you have 2,000 DPS. That's 1,000 less than what you had. And you still need 9 hours? Yeah, there's a question about that. Why do you need 9 hours with less men?
What about like flats and casing and parcels?
Well, let's talk about it. Flats. Standard is 18 and 8, right? So if standard is 18 and 8, a full mail tub all the way is 115 pieces. You should be casing that in 15 minutes. And that's bare minimum standards. Do the math, 18 and 8. 18 flats, you're supposed to be casing per minute. That's 14.8, 14 minutes and 8.8. That's 15
Can I
minutes.
ask the postmaster a question?
Absolutely.
Can I ask the post?
Sure.
How long you been in the postal service?
2006.
2006, and you're a postmaster already?
Yes.
19 years, right?
Okay. How long did you
you
walk
want
around?
my history? I can give it to you.
Yeah. I would like to know. I listen. I'm a mail handler, but I would like to know. I used to work at a station.
I carry mail in one part of the state, and I carried mail for 8 years, and then transferred to 8 years total, and then went to management, and then from management I worked up the ranks from supervisor to manager to postmaster.
Okay. Do you take into consideration when the carriers put in their 96, their age, and well, I'm in New York.
Honestly,
right?
to answer that question, if there's rules against age discrimination, so if I to give you special treatment for your age, then I would be violating the laws about that.
No, it's not special treatment, because you do know that people of a certain age are not going to move as fast as those that are younger than them, right? It's not special treatment.
This is true.
Okay.
Right, let's go. Bring it.
I'm gonna tell you another thing that I've seen.
Here's the thing, though. Let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question first?
Go ahead.
Your route if your route is overburdened or it's something that you can't handle, did you know you can ask for a special inspection so you can get ahead and try and have your route cut to fit your standards and make sure you're in 8 hours? That's something
Like
called
I
a
said,
271G, I believe it is. Yes?
like I said, I'm not a carrier. I'm a mail handler, but I work at the
Okay.
state. I worked at the station, right?
Uh-huh.
And there are different situations, and people don't feel the same yesterday, whether it's less mail or more mail as they did the day before. There are different situations in the street that carriers got to deal with a lot of situations in the street. Do you guys consider that?
They should. I mean, I would. How I
Okay.
handle it in my office is pretty much everything is mental. 9 times out of 10, it's all mental. And I tell my employees, worry about what you can do. Don't worry about all the other stuff. That's what I get paid to do. That's what I tell my employees. They from every day when I have service talks, when I'm talking to them in my office and meetings and stuff like that with the steward present. Worry about what you can do. That's it. Don't worry about all the other stuff. The other stuff is semantics. I will take care of that. Your job is to do what? Carry mail. In your case, process the mail and get it to the carriers or get it to the where it need to be. That's all you can do. Focus on that only. All the other stuff, that's semantics. I believe the gentleman here said that when they accuse him of time, that he's doing his job and doing it by the book. That's all he can do. Do it by the book. All that other stuff, that's words. What you gonna do about that? As long as you're doing your job, what they can't tell you nothing. They can't write you up because
Because
you're doing your job.
yeah, because I'm just saying that I just heard you talk about when there's less mail, you need more time or whatever. But do you consider the weather conditions sometimes? Because sometimes you can have less mail, but the weather conditions or conditions in the
Mhm.
street make it
Absolutely. You have
right.
to. You have to. And that goes back to safety. I think I was talking to me and Jay was talking about that one point in time with safety as well. When certain conditions, we always take everything into a factor. As I said, I'm prior military. So when it comes to, we call it a composite risk management, every day I still use my military training to go ahead and do what I do as far as making moves in the post office. And the composite risk management is just like saying you evaluate the scene to see what safety hazards are present and then take that into account to what you do next. That's pretty much what I do. I can't speak for the next person, but I know in my office, that's what I do.
Okay.
Do you treat all your carriers the same? Like,
Same way, right across the board.
no favoritism, none.
If
Like,
I give one person favoritism, I lose all the carriers that's under, all the employees that's under.
I agree because that's what my office is going through. Big time favoritism. We just had an inspection. You know, with inspection comes route adjustments, and route adjustments were a disaster. They're a disaster. You know, people that finish on time every day got nice big cuts. My route's overburdened, like an hour to an hour and a half. I got a 12-minute cut. Like, how do you explain this stuff? I don't understand it, you know?
That part, I'm gonna push that, defer that, because that's above me. When it comes to core adjustments and stuff like that, I asked for the training for them to give me that so I can figure out how to do it for my office. They won't give me that training. I'm sorry, I can't answer that one. I wish I could. I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't, because I was a part of the team that did that. I was back in 2015 and also in 2018. I was a part of that team. But at one time it was a CD rap, the other time was a J rap. So I was part of those teams, and I did the 3999 riders in the street in the back of the trucks and everything. I did all that. I was trying to get to the core so I can actually start figuring out why they move territory, why they give this person a better adjustment than the next. Because again, I agree with you. There is a problem with that. Now I know right now the tie wrap or whatever they call it, being with a T, I know that much. They're using the computer system to do that. So everything that you do with your scanner, that's what they're pretty much doing. Do I agree with it? No, because what happens is there's flaws in the system with that. because I know when I was a supervisor in another station, there was one employee that I had that I was actually forced to fire him that I didn't want to do it, but I had to follow my instructions because I'd still fall under that same rule of following the failure to follow instruction. So I had to fire him because it was excessive reverse. Now, the road that he was on was a major road. It was one way. So, and the road was pretty much like the Indy 500. You're not going to reverse on that road. So I dug deeper and looked at DMS and looked at the program to see exactly what was he doing. And it showed that he was running backwards or running in a reverse direction to deliver the mail. He was doing a triangulation where he was delivering 5 houses at one time and then ran back to the truck because it was a dismount. That whole strip was dismount. So once I figured it out along with the manager, I went to the postmaster and told him, you can't fire him because this is why he was running. He's not excessive reversing. He was within probation. He didn't care. He said fire him. I had to do it. Sucks.
I mean,
So what did I
yeah.
do? What I did in that sense, I went to the union and said, hey, here's the information. I'm giving it to you before you even file your grievance. I'm telling you to file a grievance. Here's the information. Get that man his job back, which he did. And he was in a different city going to with the new job, which I'm glad that the union was able to get ahead and defend him and get him his job back because he didn't deserve it.
Right.
So
I got one more question for you.
Yeah, but
All right, so overtime, okay? So we get a piece of overtime on a different route, and it's one building, and it's an hour, okay? One building,
Yeah.
and it's an hour. No
Yeah.
mail, okay? So we go there. I don't know. What does it take? 20 minutes to throw? Like,
Okay.
what happens there? Like, am I stealing time there because somebody gives me an hour of overtime and it takes you 20 minutes?
Well, let's ask the question then. What does the M41 say when you finish your mail, delivering the mail? What are you supposed to do?
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah. If you finish delivering the mail on your pivot or on your route, what are you supposed to do?
If I have an hour overtime, I mean, I'm taking an hour overtime.
No, it doesn't say that. See, that
Why do
41
they
say,
get?
let me
But they
explain.
get an hour for that building.
Let me
route.
explain. Let me explain.
Okay.
The M41 states as soon as you finish your route, you're supposed to beeline straight back to the office. That's what it states. So as soon as you finish delivering mail and or your pivot, you're supposed to beeline straight back to the office.
Okay, so
And then
that
instead of taking
person's
extra
stealing
break,
time every day. Then that's what you're saying.
in a sense, yes. If they're spending the time out in the street and they're finished delivering the mail and they're just sitting there, in a sense, yes, because it's a pivot. That means you think about it. When you do breaks and lunches and stuff like that, you're supposed to put that on the 1564A, right? That's your
Yeah,
authorized break and lunches. So if you're doing a pivot on another route and the mail is done 30, it's an hour pivot and you're done in 30 minutes, why are you spending an extra 30 minutes sitting there?
Because that's what they get for that building.
That shame on the carrier that actually asked for the hour and only gave you 30 minutes.
I mean, I get an hour overtime. That's what I'm assigned. That's what I'm taking.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is this is one of the reasons why some management's pushed back on the employee for this reason right here, because the rules state what it state in the rule book. Carriers want to follow certain rules, but then when management enforces those rules, now management's being a hard ass. No, we're just trying to tell you this is the job, this is the rule, follow it. I hear what you're saying. Yes, if the pivot is the pivot, that's what you authorize. But if the mail is not there, why? That's where the term comes of stealing time. Nobody's excusing you, but I finished early. Okay, do you deserve that extra 30 minutes to sit there? Not really.
Yeah, I kind of do. I kind of do because some
if
hours.
they get back early, won't they get sent out to do somebody else's job?
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Well, again, it's called working to earn, working what you earn. So if you earn the work, then work it. If the work isn't there, why are we sitting and taking the time?
I'll take my time.
Well, so, I mean, again, nobody's saying not to run and do whatever. Do what you could do. Do your time according to what it is by the book. Do it. But if you finish and you got 30 minutes left, why sit there in the street for 30 minutes?
I'm
Hello?
not sitting there for 30
What part of
minutes.
New
I'm
York
just
are you
saying,
Well,
like,
from?
there are some employees that do that though.
yeah.
There's
I
some
gotta.
employees that do that. They will literally sit there for 30 minutes. Oh, well, I finished. I'm part of my hour.
Hello?
Wait a minute. Why are you sitting here? That's when the stationary events happen. That's when they start questioning
Yeah.
why are you sitting there for 30 minutes.
Hello?
Then you bring
Yes.
Yeah.
unnecessary attention to yourself.
Yo,
That's the
I'm
problem.
sorry, excuse me. So, Mr. E, I
What's
just
up?
want to make sure I want to make sure I understand. Unfortunately, I was out of the conversation like twice. My connection is a little poor, but
No
I want to make
worries.
sure I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying in regard to the carriers, right? So
Yeah.
you're saying for the carrier, especially if the workload is low, and
Mm-hmm.
if it's really and truly no overtime, instead of you sitting out there on the street for the 30, just come on back to the station, and that be the end of that.
Right.
Okay.
So I got Wanda on here. I want her to.
Hold on. Before you go, Jay, let me add something to that. Because I just thought of this. And this is just cause and effect. If management gives you an hour pivot and you do it earlier and you get it done faster than you're supposed to, you shouldn't be getting penalized for doing your job. Let me
Right.
answer that.
Right.
Because, and I say it like this because like this, and this is the argument that I have with higher ups. I'll say it like that. Because they'll tell me to do a 1017B on somebody that actually did their job, finished it early, but they were within that creep overtime portion. And then I say, well, why am I writing them up if they had a pivot for an hour and they finished it earlier than that? I'm not going to write them up. And I tell them all day to their face, I'm not going to do it. I said, if that's the case, write me up for it because I'm not going to do it. And they won't
Yeah,
write me up because
that's
I'm right on my stance. You had an hour pivot. So if your hour pivot, you were supposed to be back at 5:30. Say your N2 is 4:30, and you get done with your pivot, and you're done at 4:45. That's creep
Miss
overtime.
Mr.
Yes.
E, like
Yes.
just to put a pin in what you just said too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That
Yeah.
right, like everything you just said right there, that's a whole nother conversation that can be held too when you dig in deeper with that. The fact of the matter, your higher ups, they see your personnel, they see your people, they know exactly what occurred for this particular carrier on that day, and they're still pressing the line as if this carrier is in the wrong. And Jay and I, we've had these conversations as well in regards to like unnecessary or irrelevant disciplinary actions. You know what I mean? So it's for
Well, let me
you
ask you a question.
as a
Can I ask a
yeah,
question
go
to
ahead.
that?
Yeah.
How involved are you with the grievance process? And when I ask that question before you answer, are you sitting at the table when the union steward is negotiating with the supervisor, or are you not in the room?
Nah, I'm not in the room with that. No.
And that's where the problem is right there. Because per the contract, you can be in a room while the steward is negotiating on your behalf with management.
I got a steward in here. I got Wanda, and she's a beast. But I know we addressed the station end of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's still here. There's a lot that goes on at the plant, and it is not directly the same as with the carriers and the stealing time and the clerks and the stealing time, but they have similar situations. Wanda, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
So the
Hello?
topic is the whole thing with stealing time or being accused of stealing time when you're actually doing your job. How do you
Right.
deal with that?
But to be honest with you, we don't even have that problem at the plant that I'm at. We really don't.
Mhm.
Now, in order for them to even say that you're actually stealing time, this person has to actually, like, if you got paged numerous times and you don't show up, they have to do a building search to make sure that you are all right. If they don't conduct and do all that stuff, they cannot get you for stealing time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that
So
there
we
a
really
lot of the
don't
cat?
have
You
that
think some of the
issue at the
mail
plant
handlers disappear?
where I'm at. Huh?
You think that some of the mail handlers going to disappear?
Everybody does it.
Oh, is
A
that
lot of people
considered?
do it, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the problem with management is that before you can do that, you have to page the person, right? You have to say a final page. You have to conduct a building search to see. You don't know if I fell out in the bathroom. You don't know if I fell out in the hallway. You got to go look for me. So if you don't could do all of that, if you don't do the 3 pages with a final page and come look for me, you're not going to get me for stealing time. So in other words, if you are doing it, you're going to get away with it because a lot of these supervisors and managers, they don't do it.
I don't think they know that. I don't think they know that's
Well, I'm going to tell you the
the
truth.
protocol.
Guess
She's
what?
right. She knocked it right on the head, Jay.
And guess what? They don't
She
know that.
knocked
You
it
know
right on the
why?
head.
Because a lot of the managers and supervisors we have now at the plant got a radio and got the job right after orientation. So they don't know that.
Well,
And this is why people
let me
That
are
add
shit
to
is
that. Let me add to that
crazy.
on my side of it.
That shit is
Um,
wild, man.
and I might lose my car for that, but I don't care.
Ooh,
Nowadays,
Tell the
it is
truth, man. Tell the truth.
I am. Oh, trust I am. Nowadays, it's the computer programs, and a lot of them like to sit at the computer and don't want to go outside and do the observation, do the actual work. And me, I tell my employees, get up off that chair and get out there and go and find out what they're doing. I remember I was in another city and I told the supervisor at the time, he just did a $39.99 on an employee, and he knew exactly where they should be, how long their route would be, and I said, and he's looked them up on DMS. Oh, they done with their route. Mind you, she just gave up a 2-hour pivot, and she's done with her route at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Their 8-hour day is 4:30. So I said, okay, so if she's done with her route, what you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna call her and find out what she. I said, why would you call her? Go out there, get up off the chair, and go out there. Go meet her at the last stop and find out exactly what happened. Why did she get to give the 2-hour pivot off if she didn't need the time? And it goes back to what the young lady said a second ago. You management or the supervisor have to go out and see the employer, find the employer, and find out what's happening and why did they do what they did. Why they hiding out or stealing time in a sense. Management has, before they can write you up for, you have to go see it for yourself and have it documented. If it's not documented, it did not happen. If you
damn.
didn't see it, it did not happen. So now it's your word against theirs. And labor is going to only believe the craft employee. That they're going to believe whatever they say. Management got to prove that this happened. Remember, the burden of proof is on management, not on the employee.
So they
Yo,
can't
Mister.
use those things. They can't use the scanners, or they can't use
You can
no
use the
computer.
scanners. You can use the scanner, but the scanner is only one tool, and it's not locked in stone. The actual physical
It's not
seeing
efficient.
it, exactly, physically seeing them and documenting it on the spot, meaning a 4584 and all the other nonsense to support what the scanner shows. That's the only way you're gonna do it. That's why I said she knocked it right on the head. They have to do this, the building searches and all the other stuff. Find out where they are. What were you doing, and why weren't you where you're supposed to be? That's pretty much right there, and that's why employees get over because management doesn't do that.
Damn.
Mr. E, pardon me for a second.
Yes,
I
sir.
just
Yeah.
wanted to ask you, during your tenure as a PM, what are you looking for in your supervisors when you're looking to hire one? What are you looking for?
Good question.
Mm.
One, somebody that knows how to do the job, meaning they know how to carry mail, how to
That's funny.
mail,
I
do,
haven't seen a
do,
I haven't seen a supervisor that knows how to carry mail in a long time.
bro.
He's
I got
Pretty
asking
two
how
of
funny.
them.
he is.
I got two of them, sir.
Okay.
I got two. One carried city, the other one
Yep.
carried rural, and I have a rural and city office. So that right there is first and foremost. Now, no, not knocking nobody as
Out
far
in New
as
York.
in function four or a clerk or mail handler. I will never knock you there, but I'm gonna ask you further questions to see your knowledge on city or see your knowledge on rural because that's a big thing of the post office. Remember, no offense to my clerks and my mail handlers, no offense to that, but carriers run everything. They drive the mail, they do all that stuff. No offense to my truck drivers, but
Wait,
think
wait,
about it.
wait, wait,
When
wait,
they
wait,
go,
wait,
listen to me
wait,
before you. I'm not throwing
wait, wait,
shots. I'm not throwing shots.
wait,
I want you
wait,
to hear
wait,
me first.
wait,
Yeah, you go.
wait.
You
Hello?
go. You tell me. You tell me what you want to see. Want to hear? Good.
Hello?
Yeah, go
Yes.
ahead,
Listen,
Wanda.
first of all, yeah, I give you carriers, you know what I'm saying, props on the fact that you got to deal with the public and deal with the outside. But if it ain't for the mail handlers, bringing that mail in the building, distributing it throughout the building, and giving it to each operation, y'all wouldn't have no mail to push out.
I
Or
said,
I give you to push
ma'am.
out.
I said no offense to
Hey, hold
my
on, hold on.
the
I
craft.
give
I
y'all
didn't say
props
that.
because you guys are out there in the street. I will give you those props. But at the end of the day, if the mail handlers who handle the mail first, the mail comes to us first on the docks. We take it to where it's supposed to go. We process the mail that goes out to you guys. So I like I said, I give you props because you in the street. But at the end of the day, if it ain't for the mail handlers who handle the mail first, that's why we're mail handlers, y'all won't have no mail to distribute. I'm just saying.
Yo, we all equal in this process. That shit is
I'm
bar
trying
none.
to say I
Yeah,
We
said
all
that.
that.
I'm not trying to offend
we
nobody. I
all.
said that. I'm not trying to offend anyone.
I mean,
All I'm
See
saying
what you
clerk,
is
started.
mail handler, all of that. We all the same in this process. We all
I
cards and gears.
know, yes, I
You know what I mean?
agree.
It's all
I'm
it's
not
we
trying
all
to
the same in this
offend.
shit.
That's why I led with that. It's just like the disclaimer that Jay said. When we everything we say here is not based on the postal, it's based on experience or what we experience, yes? So again, I said before I even said a statement, no offense to any other craft. That's the first thing I said, correct?
Heard you,
Mhm.
heard you,
So
heard you.
You did you listen, you did say that, but let me tell you
so
something.
so
My
then
whole
if I said that, then don't take it offensive. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm not
no,
saying
I
your
didn't
job is less
take
than. I'm not saying that.
no no no
What
no
I'm
no.
saying is
I'm not
that
taking I'm not
carriers
taking
run the
offense.
show when it
I
comes to
just want
delivering
to
the
make
mail.
it clear.
That's what I was saying.
Okay. I want to make it
When
clear.
it
I
comes
got
to
much
delivering mail, carriers
respect.
run the show.
I
That's all I said.
listen, I worked at a station and I would tell the carriers every day, I commend you guys for what the hell you do because I would not do it. I could not be out there being chased by dogs, being whatever by dogs and whatever the hell happened there, possibly being robbed, rain, sleet, snow. I ain't doing it. But I do come to work in rain, sleet, and snow to process mail that goes to the carriers. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a lot of times there's the division between crafts is what messes us up when it comes to battling management. We all need to, even though you have the NALC, the APWU, the postal, the mail handlers union, we all need to come together. We all need to come together when it comes to this thing against management. And I know you're a postmaster, so I'm talking to this. I don't know if he's a shop steward or a carrier, but all three unions need to come together when it comes to dealing with management and everything else that we're enduring now. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
I commend you, carriers, and yes, you know what I'm saying? You guys deserve the money you're getting, the raise you should get because you guys are out there on the street. Yes, you are. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? And I kid you not, I will not do it. But mail handlers, again, we always get the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not out there visible to the people. We're not at the
I do.
windows selling stamps. You know what I'm saying? People, we get the short end of the stick, and us mail handlers, we work hard. We work hard to process mail and get all that stuff to the stations correctly. And I'm telling you, and I'm a group leader, okay? And when they process the mail incorrectly that goes to the stations, and I know, like, I don't know if anybody understands the lingo or how mail's supposed to be processed. You should never be processing bundles on top of IPPs. Because I know you guys need to get your IPPs scanned by the clerk and given to the carriers on time. And you got these stupid managers at the plant who process IPPs, want to process bundles on top, want to put a fake ass thing like it's 2C mail, and that mail sits there. And at the end of the day, the carrier is the one that gets the heat because they got to see the customers in the street. And the problem is these managers, they don't know how to process mail and get it out there.
Yeah.
We got anybody from the plant as far as a supervisor or something that could defend that?
Me, well, not that I want to get involved at this moment. I had a question, Wanda. You said you're a mail handler at a station, is that correct?
I worked at a station before for 3 years. I worked at 2 stations in Brooklyn, New York. I worked at Rugby Station and I worked at St. John Station. And then I returned back to the plant.
But as a mail handler, you said.
Where, in Fort Bell?
As
You
a-
at Fort Bell?
I'm at Fort Bell. Yes, I am.
Okay, nice. Okay, I know people over there.
I didn't know that mail
Okay.
handlers worked at stations. I didn't still think that was a thing.
Oh no, we didn't say that. We
I forget
start for
what his
our
name is. I forget what
day,
was.
offloading those trucks and spreading. Okay, we got those positions put back.
You breaking up.
No, somebody else is talking. I don't know. I think somebody else
Oh,
is
no.
back.
Missy, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question,
Pardon me.
Missy?
Pardon me.
Sure, go ahead, brother.
No, what I was saying
Um,
was that they did for the mail handlers from the stations, but at the end of the day, offloading those trucks, spreading the mail, the DPS, giving the IPPs once they're scanned and put in bags to the drivers, that's our job. And thankfully, our union got all those bids back. So we got all the mail handlers back at the station. And like I told you before, we have a station in our building in Ozone Park where they had the carriers pulling 3 and 4 postcards, right? Across the workroom floor. Okay, and I filed the grievance. At the end of the day, that's a mail handler's job. Number one, you're not supposed to be pulling postcards. You're supposed to push them. Number two, if the elevator ain't working and you have to go across different operations, pulling 3 and 4 overloaded postcards, that's a mail handler's job. And like I said, like I told you before, and I can send you the proof. I filed grievances, and guess what? One of them that was settled, I told you before, 15,000. The second one, 20,000 that I got for our craft, and I'm not even a shop steward.
Damn, need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's a conversation for another day though. I like that. Did you ever work at a station that had mail handlers eat?
No,
That's
everything was all clerks or PSEs, distribution clerks or PSEs. That's all I have.
What part of New York are you from?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
Yep.
Where in Brooklyn?
I started in 2006 in Canarsie as a PTF, then went to East New York as a PTF, went to Brownsville as a PTF, then became a regular carrier in Homecrest on Sheepshead Bay, Avenue X.
Okay. All 3 of those stations, Canarsie has a mail handler, East New York has a mail handler.
But he's asking me as being in management. That's what I'm saying. When I went to management,
Okay.
I was in different. I wasn't in New York no more.
Okay, as a manager within, okay, because I know at Canarsie Station, you have a mail handler. At East New York, there was a mail handler. I know both of them that were there. I know the mail handler from Canarsie, and also you said Grayson or Homecrest?
Homecrest, Brownsville and Homecrest. Brownsville, I was there in 06, 06, 06, 07. And then Homecrest, I finally became a regular carrier, got my own route in 07 in Homecrest.
Okay, so where are you now?
Nah, I'm not gonna say where I'm at now.
None of us. We're home.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm chilling.
That's
I'm chilling right
a fact. One, you dropped the ball.
Hey, I'm in
Listen,
Jamaica. That's why I'm like, what going?
We're all
no,
home.
no, I'm
That's a
where are you now? Are you in? Okay, you don't have to narrow it down. Are you in New York?
No.
Okay.
I got you, Wanda. Oh shit, I
Well,
missed
you
like
know
30
me. I'm
calls.
4 Bell, Brooklyn GMF. I don't care.
Mhm.
God
You know what I'm
damn.
saying? I don't care if you know who I am, what I do. I don't care. I sign my name to everything I put up. I sign my name to everything that I do. And I ain't hiding nothing. The only reason I'm on showing my face is because I don't know how to do this. But I'm gonna get it.
Mm. Oh, good.
You ever carried mail before, Wanda? Or no? You always been mail handler.
Always been a mail handler.
Okay.
Local 300 since 1997.
That's back when stamps used to cost 2 cents.
Wow.
Just fucking with you.
Possibly. Yeah, I'm a dinosaur. You right about that. I'm a
I'm
rough
just
one though.
messing. I'm
I'm
messing.
a
I'm
rough one.
messing. Um, so do you get along with any management? I guess that would be my first you were working at a station. Did you get along with the postmaster at the station?
I'm gonna tell you what happened with the no, they're at the stations, at the Brooklyn stations, there's not postmasters. You have
They're
area
managers.
managers and postmaster that's not even, it pops up every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So um I'm not anti-management. You know what I'm saying? I'm just anti-stupidity. I'm anti-nepotism. I'm anti-favoritism. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm anti. I'm anti-unprofessionalism. And I'm anti people getting radios just 2 weeks after they just get the job because they're related to whoever. Because I'm gonna tell you this, that has been the downfall of the postal service. When they started this PSE, MHA, and CCA stuff, that has been the downfall of the postal service. Because you know what happened? People started being hired, okay, that were related to people who were basically not doing shit for themselves. So what they did was, my son ain't doing nothing for himself. He's on my fucking couch. Let me make him a CCA, and 2 weeks later he's a goddamn 204B. Okay, never walked the route. Don't know what the hell he's doing. And this has been the downfall of the postal service, and it started 10 years ago. You started seeing the downfall. You have people being put in positions that they did not deserve. They don't know a bunch of disorders.
Actually,
A bunch of
I'm gonna
disorders.
correct that. It actually started before that because I do agree with what she's saying right now. 100%. It started well before that. Well before 10 years ago. And I seen it first thing. And that's why I
hold
went to
on,
management
Mr.
as
E.
well.
Pardon me, pardon me, Mr. E.
Yes.
Pardon me, Mr. E. Yo, Jay, quick question: Can people call into this?
We be on here till midnight if I did that.
Let's go ahead.
Real quick,
I ain't gonna be up
Let
here.
me
I got
say
work
this.
to
Let
go.
me hold on, Mr. E. Let me say this real quick, yo. For all of y'all that's watching this shit right now, it's an opportunity in front of all of us to sit down and chop it up as adults with a fucking postmaster. RDG, York guy, Craig Francis, and some of you other clowns in these comments, y'all need to watch your mouth, bro. Y'all talking real reckless in these comments as if, watch your mouth. If you got something to say, get on here and address your grievance. Fucking clowns.
I can't even see the comments at the moment, but whatever he's saying,
Yo,
I'm pretty
like these,
sure it's passionate.
like these dudes, they just real rocky in these comments. They just talking crazy. Nothing
So
constructive for the conversation. Get on the phone, talk to the postmaster, ask your question, or whatever else. If you don't have nothing positive to say, get the fuck out of here.
I agree, and I'll be reading the comments while we're all talking, and it's one comment I do want to address. Somebody said about do the bonuses matter or do the employees matter? I think that was the question he had. To me, the employees matter, not the bonuses. Because if the way I look at it is, and again, I speak only for myself. I don't speak for other people. Myself only. If the carriers are doing what they're supposed to do, they're gonna get me the bonus anyway.
okay,
What if they're
That's the
not?
way I look at it. Huh?
What if they're not doing what they're supposed to do?
That means if they're not doing what they're supposed to according to the rule book, that means it's my job to make sure they do what they're supposed to do according to the rule book. Just like when
Now,
we talked about the M41 and stuff like that. I'm a firm believer in what the rules say, black and white. Okay. So if the rules say do this, this is how you're supposed to deliver the mail, then deliver the mail that way. Don't cut corners. Don't change what it says in there. Do it that way. And I'm going to follow exactly what it says. There's plenty of times that I go to my shop store when it's a gray area or it's something I don't understand. Hey, shop steward, this is what I got going on. This is what the rules say. Help me come to a better decision. And the union will literally go on the union time, and we will sit there and chop it up and figure out what the right decision to make is when I get stumped on something. Okay, that's how it's supposed to work, hand in hand. That's what the union steward is there for, not to always defend the employee. If management has a situation where they're confused on what to do, that's when the union steps in and say, this is the right move to make. If you do this move, then this is what's going to happen. Then management takes that information and make the decision on their own. Meaning, because the final decision is always management. So if, say, you got a situation going off the list, okay? So if you got one person that's on the list, you're not going to give him the overtime. You're going to give it to somebody that's not on the list. That's a grievance, right?
yep.
So if the union tells you exactly that, what to do, what not to do, and you choose to go ahead and violate the contract, just know you got to pay a grievance at the end. Management's going to make the decision on what they want to do regardless. Just know if you want to pay a grievance, then you go this route. If you don't want to pay a grievance, then go to suggestion of what the steward says.
And you know
All
something?
right, let me ask
That's
something.
another issue.
If a
That's
regular
another issue.
carrier, I'm sorry, if a regular carrier
Yeah.
goes over 2 hours every single day, right? Every single day, an overburden route, and the U-man comes in, you know, the swing man comes in, does the route in 8 hours, right? The regular comes in and says, whoa, 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 you need to slow down. Who's stealing time there? We're talking about stealing time. Is somebody stealing time there? Is that how it's supposed to go? Or is that carrier just supposed to do the job and do it?
Make sure I got the question correct.
Yeah.
The regular carrier does the route every day. He asks for 2 hours overtime.
2 hours
right?
overtime every day. Yep.
And the T6 does the route, and they do the route in 8 hours every
Yeah.
time.
And when the regular
Who's
finds
stealing
out,
time?
they're saying you gotta slow down.
So
Slow down.
let's
Take 2 hours. What's
let,
that?
let's look at that. And I'm gonna break it up into parts, okay? When I was a T6, my carrier did the same thing. I would go ahead and do everything by the book, and I would get done faster than he did.
A bunch of people.
He would always come to me and tell me the same thing, slow down. And I said, why? I'm just doing my job. Why am I slowing down? This is the pace that I go. That's your pace.
Yep.
Disappeared in the blue.
Management and the union has this argument where you can't compare carrier to carrier. So if you do one thing, the other carrier does another thing, I can't compare you to that carrier. That's against the rules, right?
Postmaster.
Okay, well
Because
that goes
I think
back
like
to
you
my
said,
argument with the hour overtime for one building, right? Does that not go right back to it?
again,
People on
goes back to what the argument about the overtime. Yes, if you could do it in 20 minutes and he takes a whole hour to do it, again, the M41 states, as soon as you deliver in the mail, go straight back to the office.
get right.
It doesn't say take the time.
Say, hey, is this thing on?
It's what the rules say. Again, I didn't make the rules. That was made before I even came to the post office.
So
The rules
somebody
state-
else can take an
This thing on?
hour and I can't.
Let me find the rule. Go ahead, you keep talking. I'm gonna find the rule for you. 41.
Yo, E, before you, let me address Mr. Derek real quick. Derek, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right. Listen, first of all, there's something called demonstrated ability.
Yep.
If you demonstrate that you do the time in the allotted time, then that's your pace. Carriers have no street time. We have no street standard.
I
You
understand
what I'm
that.
saying?
Yep.
So if your regular is showing that he's taking 2 hours on that route, he's showing the time. Okay.
Right.
Now management has a program called DMS.
They
They can check you through rims.
Yep.
They can check your breadcrumbs.
Yep.
So if you get done before that hour swing that you're talking about, they know you're done already. And then they can hit you with a stationary event. And he's right. Mr. E is right. When you're done, you're supposed to go back to the station. But the regular on your route is demonstrating that he needs the 2 hours. He's not just done and hanging out in the coffee shop.
Why are they telling the T6 to slow down?
Who's telling the T6 that?
The regular.
He's only telling you that. He's only telling you that because he wants to protect his route. But he should know.
But it's 1 day a week, and they're not doing it.
I realize that, but he should know that whatever you do is not going to affect him.
Right. Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Because when guess what? When they come and do a CNI on the route, they're going to walk him, not you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So he shouldn't worry about if you take 2 hours to do the route. I agree. 30 hours to do the route.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's just telling you because
he
doesn't know
that this person's threatened and they're scared to do any other route.
Right.
And,
but the problem is he doesn't know.
It's take time. You know, it's like it's crazy.
But again, he doesn't know the M41. He cannot be held to the standard of somebody else. Right. He has a demonstrated ability. He demonstrated that that's his pace.
Right.
Carriers don't have a street standard.
Right.
So the fact that you do it at a certain amount of time is not going to affect him. And he should know that. And if he doesn't know that, hopefully he's watching, or maybe you can just educate him.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
I mean, honestly, that's what I figured. That's why I don't like the threatening, slow down, because in every route they do, they're like, should I take time? They're all nervous and paranoid and shit.
Well, tell them to get familiar with the M41. When they're watching WWE or they're watching football, pull out that it's on your phone during your break. Read the M41. You know what I mean? Ignorance is no excuse. When you're out there and you got the only person that's gonna hold yourself to account is you.
Yep.
Read that rule book. It's free. Just pull out your app. It's right there in the NALC app. Pull it out and read it.
Yep.
I got an app.
I want to ask you a question. Mr. E.
Yeah, brother, talk to me.
Are you currently a postmaster at a station?
At work.
At work. Okay, no, fine. I'm only asking because, and this is to the CCAs. If there's any CCAs out there, I want you to listen to me very, very carefully. Because CCAs are the future of this post office, and they're not being respected, they're not being educated, and they're not being appreciated. So this is to you guys. I know a lot of you guys are underpaid, you're overworked, and management as a whole, I'm not talking about you, Mr. E. Management as a whole, they don't give you a pat on the back. They don't tell you how much of a good job you're doing. Now, there's something that you guys can do to get yourself paid. There's something called the qualifying step increase, QSI. If you feel like you are busting your ass and management is not taking you seriously, tell them, listen, I've been doing this. I've been busting my ass. I've been doing everything you told me to do. I don't mess up no routes. I come to work. I don't call out. I feel that I'm entitled to a QSI because I'm thinking about resigning. And most management don't know what a QSI is. It's a qualifying step increase. I don't either.
That's what I'm looking at it right now.
It's a qualifying step increase. You are entitled, and it's at management's discretion to give you a step increase based on your performance. So it's a negotiation tactic.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
You feel like you're busting your ass, and and some CCAs are the only CCAs in their station, smaller stations. Go to your supervisor and say, listen, you know what? I'm thinking about resigning. There's a couple of offers that, and I'm not telling you to lie, but what I'm saying is, listen, you know what you're worth. Nobody's going to pay you what you're worth. You know your worth, right? If you plan on making a career out of this and you're busting your ass, go to management and say, listen, I'm asking you for a QSI. I want a qualifying step increase. I know it's up to management's discretion, and they can give you a step increase. It's separate. It's in the contract, and it's a work.
What's the factors on that? I mean, like, what do you have to like? I guess
it's management's discretion.
You probably actually have to work and like do a review.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
management, but again, that's what I'm saying. If you go to management and you're a good carrier, and you say, listen, I've been doing everything you ask. I come to work. I don't bang up. I don't disrespect nobody. I feel I'm entitled to this qualifying step increase. And it's
That's
at management's discretion. They can give it to you.
good.
So a lot of people don't know this. And you know what? We're out there busting out. Like, look, my station, right? I'm up in Kingston. I delivered mail for 20 years. I was a letter carrier for 20 years. I transferred to be a mail handler just to be closer to home. In my heart, I'm still a letter carrier, right? In fact, I may even go back to delivering mail. I love it so much. And I'm still a dues paying member of my carrier union, right? So, excuse me, at my station, we have one girl there that she's thinking about quitting. And quiet as kept, she is better than some of the regulars there. And I told her, I said, listen, go to management and tell them you want qualifying step increase. Tell them you are going to quit. You're the only CCA in the station. Tell them you are going to resign if you don't get the qualifying step increase. You're going to go somewhere else.
Can I stop you for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
They don't care. They don't care if you're gonna go somewhere else. You know, they don't.
Here on the Postal site, it says it's only for career bargaining unit employees. Is there something that changed?
Yeah, they also allow it for CCAs.
Okay, because if that's the case, because I got two right now that deserve it. It's well deserving. I'm gonna look into that.
Now, E, you were on another podcast with Jay, and I wasn't visible, and I told you, you're the type of guy that I will run through a brick wall for. I don't know if you remember me saying that to you.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Because you know why? You have some level of humanism in you. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of postmasters out there, a lot of management. They just go by the numbers and they don't look at us as human beings anymore. We're just numbers, and you know what I'm saying?
Bro, and my service talk, I said the same thing, and they be like, I tell them flat out, I said, you're more important than the mail. Did you know that? And then no, when I say, yes, you are. Because if you're not here, how the mail gonna get delivered?
Right.
I tell them that every day. And as a matter of fact, we had a service talk today about, we had 2 accidents over the weekend. So we had a service talk today. The one was about lifting, improper lifting. The other one was the carrier hit a parked car. So I played 2 videos and we had a conversation between each video. And then I flat out told him, I said, okay, now Department of Labor only pays you 60% of your paycheck if you go out on 45 days. So if you're rushing and doing the wrong thing and you get injured, you lose out on pay. Because Department of Labor is only going to pay you 60%.
Right.
If you were taking your time and doing the right thing and not cutting corners, you'll be here making your full paycheck. And especially to the RCAs and the CCAs, you guys get 40 hours. You make overtime after 40 hours. So say if you're normally getting overtime on Wednesday, 40 hours on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, that's all day overtime. If you're on 45 days, you don't get that. So take your time, do the right thing. What the handbook says, that's how you deliver the mail. Don't take corners.
And another thing, carriers out there, this is my advice to you guys. You know, we all want to try to overthink delivering mail, and we try to, get it to management's head. My advice to you guys, deliver your mail.
That's it.
Management gets paid to manage. You don't.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, management get paid to manage. We always think that we could do it a better way or we know a better way. Listen, if the supervisor tells me take this mail and throw it off the roof, as long as I got that in writing, I'm gonna take that mail and throw it off the roof.
Mm-hmm.
As dumb as it sounds, if you're giving me a direct instruction, I don't get paid to make decisions. I get paid to deliver mail.
That's it.
A lot of us, we know that some people give us some dumbass instructions, and like sometimes on Amazon Sunday they want you to follow this stupid ass scanner, and they want you to follow the you can't cross the street, and even though the address is right across the street, you got to drive 5 blocks around and come back. Listen, management gets paid to manage. You get paid to deliver mail. Don't overthink it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get frustrated because we have these bright ideas in our head and we're trying to apply it to the job. We don't get paid for that. We get paid to deliver mail. We don't get paid to make decisions. That's why we're so frustrated.
Well, then leave us alone. Leave us alone and let us deliver the fucking mail. Right?
But you know what?
They get in our fucking face.
Yeah,
it's
but Derek,
I
understand. But part of them leaving you alone is you learning the rules. Once you learn
the rules.
No. I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying Derek doesn't know the rules. I'm just saying that if the average carrier knew the rules of what you can and cannot do, what they can and cannot do, there'll be no problem. There'll
Hey,
be no problem.
how
Not in my
Hamza, excuse me.
office. Come to
How
my
you doing,
office right
Hamza?
now.
How you doing?
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? So, peace. So earlier in the conversation, and it seems like we keep finding our way back to it to some way or another. We keep talking about management, more or less, right? And what I brought to Mr. E's attention, I asked him, what is he looking for in management? To be quite frank, a lot of these supervisors have no idea what they're doing. And quite frankly, a lot of them didn't even make the cut as letter carriers. So how can you, because you're a supervisor, tell somebody who's a veteran at this how to do their job? Because you're sitting at a computer looking at numbers, you're looking at scanners and this and the third. You can't, quite frankly, if I was a carrier, I would flat out tell you, you can't tell me how to run mail. Regardless of if you get and make it past your 90 days, because where I'm from, you know, that's the thing around here. You got people stepping up during their 90 days, which is unheard of.
I know that
You
for a
understand what I'm
fact.
saying?
Go
Now,
time.
let me say this. Let me say this to you, brother.
I'm gonna go after you because I got some
Yeah,
answers.
real quick, E, real quick. I understand where you're coming from, bro, and you're 100% right. Let me give you an example. In my former station, we have a supervisor who was a 204B, right? Excuse me, she was a CCA. She got hit by a car within her 90 days. She came back as a carrier probably a few months later, still a CCA, because she complained about, oh, my knee, my this, my that. They put her straight into management. They made her 204B. She took the test and became a supervisor. Now, where I'm from, right? Like I said, I got 20 years as a letter carrier. You should not be a supervisor if you have never had a route. If you never held down a route, if you never filled out an edit book, okay? If you never had a route, you shouldn't be able to tell me how to do my job. If you never filled out if you never filled out a fucking edit book, how can you tell me how to fill out an edit book?
Yep.
Just because you went to a class that shows you how to do an edit book, you've never done an edit book. You know, when I came into the post office, I was a PTF, and I mistakenly told one of the veterans, because I was holding down a route. I said, yeah, my route. He says, listen, rookie, you don't have a fucking route, okay? Until you are a regular, until you have your own route, and until you fill out an edit book, you ain't a carrier. So don't go around talking about my route. You have a hold down.
Right. You just deliver mail. You're not a carrier.
Right. This was disrespectful to those veteran carriers in there. Back
Absolutely.
in those days.
That's a slap in the
They took
face.
that seriously. They took that seriously. And now you have people who were mail handlers supervising letter carriers. Listen, at McDonald's, you cannot own a McDonald's unless you have worked at a McDonald's at one point.
Right. Correct.
So how can you tell? Now, currently, I'm a mail handler. How can I become a supervisor if I never deliver mail and tell a carrier, oh, you're not doing this. You need to. What do you mean? What I need to do? Go push a postcon. Don't tell me how to deliver mail. You know what I'm saying?
To me, I think that's the ultimate. I'm sorry, you were still speaking. I apologize.
That's the problem we have, brother. We got people who were injured, and they push them up. We got people who never delivered mail, who are supervising letter carriers. You know, we got people who were management and a whole nother thing. They were probably, you know, doing a whole nother craft. They were probably maintenance supervisors. They got bumped out.
I want to hear E's. We deep in here. I got timers on
I'm just saying,
everybody.
you got people who were in maintenance and they got accessed out, and all they could find was a letter carrier position, a letter carrier supervisor position, and all of a sudden they want to tell carriers how to deliver mail.
Yeah, but this question directed at E. He ready for it. Let me hear what you got, E.
You also got, piggybacking of what he said, and also I hire I hire supervisor, I've been on boards for managers and all other stuff. The issue is of who steps up and who submits that e-career.
Oof.
That's a big issue, because if I got a job, matter of fact, last year I just hired my supervisor last year. I had 10 applicants that applied for that position. And out of the 10 applicants, he was the only one qualified for that position because one didn't fill out the e-career properly, so that immediately disqualified half of them. And then the other half, they didn't have they filled it out, but they didn't have the proper experience.
Okay.
That's
I
a
get
big
that.
So,
problem. Hold on.
Mr.
Let
E,
me
right?
add to this. Let me add to this. So here's what it is. Derek, right? Derek. Say Derek has all the
Yo.
knowledge in the world to go ahead and to step up and do it, but he doesn't step up. That's a problem. See, the thing is that if the CCA that only had 90 days in, they step up and they show they're eager to do the job, the supervisor position, then I'm gonna give them a shot. But my veteran or my seasoned employee that I want to step up doesn't step up. What am I to do? I can't force him to do it.
But
But
Mr. E, that person is stepping up for the simple fact they don't want to do it. It's a big difference.
And you're right. You're 100% right about it. But the problem is that, like, okay, again, go back to Derek. Derek is the person that I want to step up, and I go to him and talk to him and try, and he doesn't want to do it. And the position got to get filled. If these are the people that actually apply, what am I to do? Let the position go vacant? I can't do that. I have to choose somebody. So I got to choose over who applies and who puts in for the position. I can keep reposting, but what am I if I'm gonna get the same names? What I'm gonna do?
Yeah, but E, I'm gonna tell you from experience.
Yeah.
You have a lot of CCAs who get into management just because they want to make more money.
Agreed.
Now, for me,
but they can't become a supervisor until they become career.
Okay, but then that goes into the experience thing. Now, as management, a person like you should see the potential in people and say, hey, let me talk to you for a second. I really see that you can contribute more to the Postal Service than just deliver a mail. Will you consider this? Will you consider that? Not just Derek, maybe another guy in Derek's station, he keeps to himself. He's quiet. He doesn't talk to nobody. Maybe that person wants the opportunity, but he's too shy to ask for it. You know what I mean?
True.
But you have a lot of people out there that they just, they don't want to put in for it, or maybe they do, and they're not being chosen.
And this is what they do that some people don't step up for. In my office, in my district, we have every year we have a career conference. Okay, this career conference this year, I think is in June or August of this year, or July, August, something like this coming up this year, right? Every year they have a career conference. I have a service talk promoting the career conference. The career
Put a pin in that,
conference
Mr. E. Mr. E,
What's
put a
up?
pin in that. Put a pin in that. For the simple
Pin in
fact you
what?
just came out what you just said. For the simple fact you just came out your mouth and said that you promote that, lets you know what we're dealing with. I've been in the post office 6 years. I ain't never been in a stand-up where somebody was telling me, yo, we got this. Make sure y'all sign up. If you're trying to go, let me know. And that's a lot of problems come from the lack of information. And it's not that it's not there.
Very true.
It's a lot of people. A lot of people is not. A lot of people's not volunteering that shit. You got to damn near plead, beg, and fight just to find out what your rights are, what's available to you, what you could do. And I'm speaking from experience. Can't nobody tell me nothing when it comes to that. I'm telling you what I know for a fact.
And
you understand what I'm saying?
No, hold on a second. Now take that same fire, and step up and change it. Because here's what happened. Back in 2014, I had the same thing, same feeling that you had. The same exact feeling. Only like the supervisor was treating me like crap, treating everybody in the sun and pounding on for no reason at all. And I went to the manager at the time and I said, yo, why are you talking to people like that? Yo, he making it seem like this job is so hard. Anybody could do this job. Guess what happened? A week later, they called me in office and said, hey, you're reporting this station here to go ahead and be a 204B. What they did was they told me, put my money where my mouth is. If I talk about it, show me the same thing. So I'm telling you the same thing. Like I told everybody with Jay. If that's how you feel, change it. Change the culture. Because what happens is you got a lot of veteran employees that talk a good game, but they don't want to do nothing about it. If that's how you feel, take that same fire, that same drive, step up to the plate and do something about it.
So I'm
But E,
gonna jump in for a second. I'm gonna jump in for a
Go ahead.
second.
Hold on, Jay. Not for nothing. That's what I did in 2014. I stepped
I want-
up, and now I'm doing what I want to do right now in my office. I get headed like you said. I've had the service talks on a daily basis because technically we're supposed to have a plan 5 every day. How many people are having plan 5s every day? Nobody. You get paid to have a plan 5. This is the opportunity for management to pass that information out, but they don't do it.
Yeah.
All right,
You
so
see what I'm saying? So
we cutting into
that
we
time
cutting
I
into
get
my
ahead
family
and I
time now.
use that opportunity to put out all the information I can put out. When I tell them about the career conferences, when I tell them about safety issues, when I tell them that they're doing a good job, what they did wrong and what they didn't do, what they did wrong, I'm right. I tell them all that in that same 5-minute window.
Jay, let me just say one thing to E real quick. I know we're about to wrap this up, but E, we do have to admit that same negative culture exists in management as well.
Everywhere.
Because I had
will
a
never deny
supervisor.
it.
I had
Sure
a
do.
supervisor who was so mistreated by her manager and area manager that she went back to craft.
True.
So
And
that
I
same
almost did the
same
same thing in 2018. I almost did the same thing.
that same disrespect
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to management and carriers also happens within management as well.
But see, here's the difference between me and other people. I'm a born and raised New Yorker. We don't know how to fight or how to give up.
Yeah, me too.
We
I feel
fight. We fight all day. You understand? So when we get dealing with that dude, that postmaster that was treating me like crap, my wife saw it every day. Well, I would come in stressed, whatever, and I would just fight the good fight. Now get up the next morning and get. Matter of fact, I was in my office. The only level 22 office, you get 3 EAS, 1 manager and 2 supervisors. For 2 years, I was the only EAS in the building. 2 years. So I was running the job of 3 people by myself.
Now that's what happened to that supervisor. Now guess what? You just said it. That station was a level 22 station, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was the only supervisor in the station,
Right.
and they kept busting upside the head with R-locks. You know what R-locks is, the window?
Uh-huh.
So she's like, wait a minute, how can I deal with the window and carriers and run the trip and do ECCs? How can I do all this at this? You see? So it's impossible.
I was there. And what you tell her is just do what you can do.
And then she runs to naps, and naps don't do anything for her.
And they're never the naps is soft.
Right.
That's soft for the nice cream.
National Association of Postal Supervisors for everybody.
They're soft for the nice cream. They ain't gonna do nothing. So all you can do is do what you can do. That's it. You can't create something if you don't have the tools to do it. It's that simple.
But they harassed her so bad, she went back to craft. She went right back to craft.
Yeah, I was on it for 2 years. But the difference is I got the carriers on my side. And I work with them hand in hand so they can get ahead. And like I said in the beginning, I don't worry about a bonus. The carriers are gonna give me my bonus by them doing their job. That's it.
So you one of the rare ones, man. You one of the rare ones, because a lot of them, they don't give you no care at all.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. I mean,
Yeah.
Just this whole conversation is a rare gem right now, you know. Excuse me.
So
no, and he is real.
I'm gonna jump in.
This is not the first time he's been on, so he's real.
This kind of my show. Let me jump in. I got 5 minutes left, and I want to close it out. Yeah, we already been in for an hour and a half. I don't know how fast we done moved it, but I got a little man that need my attention.
Yeah, because they over there watching wrestling without us. I know.
No, ain't no wrestling on tonight, man. It came on earlier. Listen,
Monday Night Raw.
I want to address. I'm kind of glimpsing at my comments here. Number one, I got a postmaster to sit down with me and talk in the lion's den. For that,
thank you.
I appreciate that, because he didn't need to be on here. He didn't need to deal with this shit. He know the shit we talk, but he's a New Yorker and he's a good man. That's number one. I told y'all before, a lot of this information that I share, I gather from everybody. I sit it right down the middle. I got crazy man Derek over there. That's a freaking hothead. I love him to death. I got Mr. E. Keep it straight 100 gutter. Number one, if you don't know who he is, there was a audit at his station, and he checked the auditor and showed them the
Sure
respect
did.
on their channel. So I mean, he's one of the few that a lot of people and all the other supervisors should see. They should aspire to have a relationship and a rapport with their employees like that. Mr.
Great.
Hamza has his own channel. So if you see his name up there, go check out his channel. He gonna voice his heart. And we got Rico that's on the phone. That's my dog from way back when. So each and every person that decided to come on here and talk and speak their own truth, I got to give them the thanks and the praise and the respect because they didn't have to do this. I truly appreciate them. I get the knowledge as a truck driver. This is all I do. I truck drive and I do a little bit of safety. But each person has shared their little bit of heart with me. And when I put all this stuff together, I'm able to transfer the information to everybody that watches. And pretty much I get the information right. I do got some more information from the Postmaster General, just put out a freaking memo. Shit, he wrote everybody, we gonna all lose our jobs. We're not gonna have a job tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, but for people to sit here and get on here and talk, I appreciate that. That's number one. Number two, we know that the post office is screwed up from the top down. We're just addressing the issues. Miss Wanda's a mail handler in New York. She a hothead. I love her to death. She got on here, spoke her piece. I've asked a lot of y'all to come speak your piece. I'm sure Mr. E will come back on in a month or two, maybe 3 months, maybe next year. But I've asked other supervisors to come on here as well. This is a postmaster. He came on, he spoke his piece, he held it down. He shot some facts, he addressed everybody. You got to give him that respect, whether you liked his answers or not. We all human. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate my people talking their shit. Yeah, you and your 8 hours. Go. Somebody block that man. 8 hours shit. But my little man needs me. Mr. E.
Yo,
In closing, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes, please. Say what you gotta say, brother.
fight the good fight, you guys. Seriously, carriers, clerks, mail handlers, just focus on what you can do. That's it. I mean, Rome wasn't created in a day. You could do just your part, just a little part. Just do it. Do it to the best of your ability, safely and efficiently. That's it. There's nothing more after that. Management, yeah, you got your good and you got your bad. It is what it is. But I mean, it's a necessary evil. They got to do their job too. So at the end of the day, they got a family, they got a job to do, they got to get a paycheck as well. So just let them do their job, you do yours, and everything should be good. Peace.
Boom. All right. Hamza, talk to me. 2 minutes.
This is messages mostly for the CCAs because they're the future. You guys are underpaid. You guys are overworked. We love you. And to all you regulars out there who are treating CCAs like shit, shame on you. Buy them lunch, treat them right, show them the rules, have their back. Okay? Because we all started off as, well, I was a PTF. You know, I from day one, I was a career employee. But we all started off as part-timers. We all started off not knowing shit here. Grab these guys by the coat, teach them the right way, love on them, and just try to educate them, and don't leave them hanging, man.
Step it up, baby. Step it up.
Absolutely.
Crazy man D.
Yo, yeah, I appreciate E coming on. Like, I wish I had more questions prepared for you, but I didn't realize you were going to be on. But yeah, treat all the carriers, like, treat them all with the same, with respect. We're all doing the same job here. We're a team. And I just wish there was better communication between the carriers and management. That's it. That's all I wish. In my office, it's a mess. And I know it's not gonna be fixed overnight, but it's a process. So I appreciate you coming on, answering some questions. Respect.
I'll be on again.
Yeah.
Much respect. How about you, Rico?
Peace. As always, Jay, thank you so much. Whatever you need, whenever you need, I'm at your disposal. You know what I mean? Mr. E, it's been an honor and pleasure. Thank you for serving the way that you serve. Thank you for being a stand-up guy. Most important, thank you for being a fucking man, bro. Man, thank you for being a man, bro. Speaking clearly and speaking confidently. Thank you for being a fucking man.
Well, I mean, I got 19 years in. I carried the man.
Yeah, man.
This shit right here means something to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I put it on. It means something to me.
Yeah, that's the fact. Just cut the bullshit. Let's get to it. You know what I mean? Hamza,
That's it.
it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure, man.
Thank you,
Thank
brother.
you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Same here.
for
Likewise.
that vital information. I got a quote for all of y'all. If Ms. Wanda's on here, it's for you too. I'm not 100% sure. I believe it's from FDR or Woodrow Wilson. And the quote is, "Do what you can do, with what you have, who you are." So all
Broke
the
up a little bit,
Postal
brother.
family, say it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's from FDR. I want to say it's from FDR. Is do what you can do with what you have, where you are. So take that with y'all, do with that, what you need.
Nice.
As always, I love y'all. I hold y'all heads. Jay, always a pleasure, bro. I love you, bro. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, man. I'll swing past your station soon, brother.
All right, hey, man. I'll be there.
So just so everybody understands, and I don't want to get biblical with it, but I tell people what it is. Some people like it, some people don't. The Bible says wounds from a friend is better than kisses from an enemy. I hope you
Amen.
understand that. Wounds from
Amen.
a friend is better than kisses from an enemy.
Mhm.
Jay's not going to sit here and always tell y'all what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what I feel, our own experiences. Y'all may not like it, but it is what it is. The outside is coming in to try and fuck with us. The outside is coming in to try to fuck with us. And if I can sit here and grab some of management and bring them to our side to understand, because they were us before, they're you guys a little bit later on in life, then that's what I'm going to do. I've preached to you guys before, and I've said to you guys before, step up, change the culture. That means if you got, I say the word infiltrate, if you got to step up and get into management, do it. We need better people. Not only do you hear Jay say it, Mr. E just said it. He needs better people. Don't complain about it. Do something about it.
Mhm.
Wounds from a friend are better than kisses from an enemy. You see me? This
Amen.
is JH.
Well done, Jay. I like it.
We out.
All right.
Peace, peace, peace.
That was good, guys.
How you like that? That was cool.
That
Yeah,
was
it's
good,
good,
man.
man. It's good.
Hell
Good
yeah.
stuff.
Jack, what's up, bro?
What's up, man?